Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome to CoStar. I'm Broderick Hunter, your host, and today we have a very special guest. He is a Memphis, Tennessee native, current LA Clipper, averaging 25 points a game, three-time Sixth Man of the Year, and an overall legend, in my opinion, on and off the court, Mr. Lou Williams. What's up, brother?
What's good? How you doing?
Good, man. Dude, welcome. How you feeling over there?
I'm all right. I can complain a little bit, but I'm
We
okay.
can, we can complain. Now, you see, the thing is, now we can complain.
Absolutely.
Now we can talk about it. So, and today we're going to
Reasonable
let you have the
cause.
floor. Yes, brother. Yes, brother. How are you feeling spiritually, mentally, physically?
Taking everything one day at a time. You just don't know which way is up these days, and sometimes you can kind of run into some information that's encouraging, and the majority of the time you run into a lot of information that isn't. So, as a man in America, especially a black man in America in this climate, it's difficult, but I'm good. I'm dealing with it one day at a time.
Yeah, man. That's all we can do right now. Just deal with everything one day at a time. And
Absolutely.
uh, but today we have some cool people, some fans that are going to talk to you. They got a few
Absolutely.
questions for you, man. They're excited to meet you and stuff, just as I am. So you cool to hop into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome, man. Our first guest that we have is Amon. Amon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. Meet Lou.
Well,
What's
Lou,
good,
how
bro?
you
How you
doing,
doing?
man? I'm
I'm
doing
well,
good.
thank you.
My question to you is, currently right now, I'm about to start college. I'm about to go to Clark, Atlanta. It's D2. I didn't play high school. I didn't play AAU. And kind of like the basketball process for me, it kind of was like I was like giving up. Like I always wanted to play, but like I just like I was losing confidence like as a person. And like seeing that you've been a
Mhm.
six man for 3 years and you've been like with the Clippers, like you know what it feels like to like have that doubt on your back or that feel on your back, like, oh, I'm not doing good enough, or maybe I should
Right.
stop, or like what advice could you give me to keep going?
Outwork everybody. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the position that you're in, trying to walk on. You don't have the exposure that the other guys had. You know what I mean? You don't have the head start those guys have. And so now that you understand that, outwork everybody. You know what I mean? Be the first one at workouts, last one to leave. Soak up all the information from the players, coaching staff, and everything, and embrace the whole thing. Your route is going to be harder than everybody else's route. And once you embrace that, I think the journey becomes easier, man. So just embrace the work, love the work. You know what I mean? A lot of times, you can on day 4 or 5, you can get tired. You can talk yourself out of going to the gym. You just got to embrace that grind, embrace that work, bro, and give yourself an opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
For
I've
sure,
been
bro.
seeing you making some plays out there.
I'm working on
Uh,
it.
I want to say my favorite play probably was the in and out, when you was coming down in transition. You hit the in and out, you hit the pump fake, the lane jump. Yeah, you
oh,
got a nice mid range game.
against Chicago, yeah, I work on that. I play. I'm a small guard, so my game is a little unorthodox, and it's evolved over the years, man. I've grown. If you watch me play from the first 5 years to the second five, and to this last portion of my career, I've been three totally different players, man. So I've been able to. I'm blessed to be able to be evolve with the game, man. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right,
you,
bet.
man.
Yes, sir.
Hugo, thank you so much for popping in, brother. From hearing your story, man, it seems like you're going to do well, man. It seems like you got a good head on your shoulders, brother. Just keep going, as Lou said, man. And much love and success to you, brother.
For
Okay,
sure.
thank you, man. Appreciate
No
it.
worries, man. Hey, stick around, brother. We're going to get some more people, all right? Lou, I think that, your advice being a key player and doing the way you've gone about your route, man, and the time you've been given, it seems so crucial, brother. It's really good advice. I love that.
For sure, man. It's been a long journey. I wasn't always this positive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
So I've had an opportunity to kind of do some soul searching over the years. Like,
Yeah.
how do I want to go out? How do I want my career to look once I'm done? And I
Yeah.
don't want my story to be that I was bitter that I never really got an opportunity like some of my peers. Instead I decided to just embrace my role and turn it into a legacy. Now it's not as frowned upon for players to come off the bench. Some guys
Yeah.
starting to embrace that and starting to look forward to that role, and I like to think that I'm a part of that type of ideology. So
I love it, man. We're actually going to go right back over to Hugo. in a second, real quick. But I totally feel you, man. And especially like being the underdog and having that kind of mindset and having to overcome those type of things, it only builds you to be a better man and a better person. And that just goes for being on the court and off the court.
Absolutely. It made me a better teammate, because young guys come in and they see me, and once they see me up close and they compete against me, they like, man, why you not starting? And why you not this? And why you not that? And why you so happy? And so I give them an opportunity to see somebody that's been through a lot of trials and tribulations in their career and still do it with a smile on my face and still have the opportunity to have a major impact on a team, and so I'm just paying it forward with my attitude.
Yeah, and that's similar to what's going on in the world right now with us, What's up,
Absolutely.
Hugo?
What's up? How are you?
Dude, nice to meet you, man. Hugo, meet Lou.
Thank you too.
What's good, bro?
Hi, Lou.
How you doing? You
Nice
from
pleasure
Canada?
meeting you. Almost, yes. I'm a French Canadian.
Okay. All
So
right, that's
I
what's up.
currently live near Paris, and my father is Canadian. And I hope you're doing well in these tough times.
Nice. Yeah, we're working on it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Things are quite
Right.
good here.
All right, what you got
So
for
my
me? What's your question?
So my question was, would you rather recommend to a young player? So by young, I hear like 19 to 25 years old, who wants to be a professional basketball player. Would you rather recommend him to try his chance in the NCAA, get a scholarship, kind of find a safe professional way, or maybe try to reach the G League, with a personal trainer, a main goal, more focused maybe, I don't know. What's your opinion about this?
I think it would be different routes for different players. And I think that decision should be based on your abilities. I think it's going to be some 18, 19-year-old guys who are ready to jump to the G League and play professionally, and then you're going to have some other guys who need to go different routes, who probably needs to go to a D2 or D3 or NCAA school and have an opportunity to develop and get ready for that next step. So it's no one route to go, as you've seen in professional sports, all the way across the page, that everybody's route is going to be different. And so I would just recommend just to be honest with yourself. Be honest with where you are in your career. Be honest with where you are in your abilities, and that way you can make the best decision possible for you.
Okay, thank you very much, man.
For sure, bro. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. It's a pleasure.
As well.
Lou, I have a question for you, man. As a professional athlete and someone who's been respected in your field for this quite long time, man, what's your stance on the term "shut up and dribble" as a person in your position?
All right. I strongly disagree with it. And you got to consider the source as well. You know what I mean? So. I have a very strong opinion about that, and I don't want to come off the wrong way, but
it's no filter, brother.
Like I said, I highly disagree with the idea of someone to say, shut up and dribble, especially when you have athletes who are speaking to the masses of these kids. We don't have to shut up when we're selling them shoes or we're selling them hope and we're selling them dreams on the court, but once we're starting to sell reality, once you have to look at us as a person opposed to an athlete, now we have to shut up, because those people that are saying shut up and dribble, they understand the influence that professional athletes can have, especially when we're using our voice to have an intelligent opinion about what's going on in the world. Listen, it's several people that's in this chat right now. They'll probably never look at the news for some guidance or for some information. They're probably going to their favorite athletes. They wanna link up with like-minded guys. They wanna believe that the guys that they look up to are worth looking up to. And so I highly disagree when you tell a guy to shut up and dribble, especially when he's telling you something positive. And I know a lot of people don't want to deal with the reality of what's going on, but the truth of the matter is, we can't afford to shut up and dribble. We have to use our platforms to create, if not a change, to at least spark the conversation and spark that fuse in somebody's head that, if they were thinking that athletes should shut up and dribble, take an opportunity and just listen to what we're saying, and maybe we can change one mind. And I feel like if we can change one person, then that person can change the next person, and it creates a domino effect. So we just can't afford to shut up and dribble. We absolutely cannot afford it.
I 100% agree with you. And plus, you've been given a platform that has allowed your voice to ricochet worldwide. So with you having that platform and you being able to have something and have a platform where you can speak to so many people in so many different ways, it's up to you as a person, as a respectable person, to use that voice in a way that people can understand.
Absolutely. Like I said, some of these kids aren't looking at the news, so they're not getting their information from there, and even if you don't want to see it, I hope that, the guys that are in our positions, all the athletes, they're using their pages, using your social media every time they put a microphone in our face, that we use that platform to get information across that's needed.
110%, Brett, 110%. We're going to move over to the next guy real quick. I believe we have David coming up. David, we got Lou Williams here, man.
Hey.
What's good, David? How you doing, bro?
Good.
Well, nice. What's happening?
So my question was, when you were first drafted into the NBA, no one expected you to be a top guard like you are today. What was your motivation to get where you are today?
I never cared what anybody thought, and I mean, I was 17 when I got drafted. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a reason that an NBA team is drafting a 17-year-old kid. You know what I mean? If I wasn't ready, I clearly wouldn't be drafted. I would go to college. And so I remember Stephen A. Smith on draft day. He said right after I got drafted, now imagine being a 17-year-old kid and you've been chasing this dream and you have an opportunity to actually successfully complete this mission that you've been on. And at an early age, like I said, I was barely even legal, you know what I mean? And so I got drafted, and the first thing Stephen A. Smith said was, the 76ers are making a huge mistake, and they're donating a jersey to this kid. And we could have took that to heart as a family, but instead we just used it and said, well, we'll pin his picture on the wall and we'll just make an example of him that he's wrong. And sometimes when people talk, it doesn't mean because they have a platform to talk, like we just mentioned, doesn't necessarily mean you got to listen. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you have to succumb to that. So my motivation has always just been to have an opportunity to provide for my family and play basketball at a high level. That's always been my motivation. And so that's what I always encourage other young guys to do when people say negative things about them coming up. And at the same time, you also got to understand people get paid a lot of money to say outlandish things. You know what I mean? That's part of the game as well. So that's been my motivation. Where you from, bro?
New Jersey.
Okay, that's what's up. What part?
Ocean Township.
Okay, is that by Atlantic City?
No, it's by the Jersey Shore.
Okay, got you. Nice meeting you, bro.
Nice
David,
meeting you.
thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, so next up on our list, we have Justin. Justin, how are you doing over there, man?
Hey, doing well. What's good, guys?
Good to see you, man.
Cool. All right. How's it going, Lou?
I'm well, brother. How you doing?
Doing well. Yeah, sorry, having some connecting issues here. It's I'm in Shanghai now, so maybe some lagging a little bit.
All right. I like Shanghai. I've been there twice.
Beautiful
Oh, yeah?
city, man.
What do you like the most about it?
Just the culture. It's just different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I found it was fun for me to walk around and enjoy the culture, the different experiences and everything.
Nice. What was your favorite food in Shanghai?
I played it safe. I won't lie to you. I played it safe. I ate at Morton Steakhouse every day.
I see.
Yeah, man. I played it safe.
Next time when you come, try something local and then see how it tastes.
Absolutely.
What would you recommend?
So hot pot, definitely, but it's kind of it's a required taste. A lot of it is really spicy. I don't know if you athletes can take that, and it's kind of oily, but of course it tastes good though.
It's coming for your taste buds, Lou.
Yeah.
All right. Got it. What's your question, bro?
But it's so good though. So my question is, like, I saw you that you dropped a few rap tracks. These are super nice though. I had to listen to it. So just wondering, what are some of your other fun things in your bucket list outside of basketball?
Yeah,
like something you must do in your
Well, I'm a big bowler. I won't say I'm a professional or anything, but I bowl about a 200 on average. So I'm pretty good at bowling. I developed that over time, and like you just mentioned, and like you just mentioned, I record music in my off time. That was one of my favorite things to do before I discovered basketball. I grew up in a musical house where there was music always playing, live instruments and things like that around me. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and the birthplace of the blues, and so
Music City.
So I've always had that culture around me, and so I definitely enjoy making music as far as hobbies go. And some other things is I'm a father, I'm a parent. I have 3 kids, and so it's every day is a new challenge. I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and I have a 6-month old son, and so every day is a new challenge. Every day is something different. So that's one of my favorite pastimes, is getting to know my kids.
Cool. Great. Good to hear.
Man. Thank you.
Well, Justin, man, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it, man.
No problem. It's good to be here. Thanks, Lou.
No problem, bro.
Hey, Lou, so we're going to take this conversation to something more of a serious note that's happening in the world right now. As you know, we've been dealing with a lot these past couple of months, but we've actually been dealing with it for centuries upon years, and which is why we are always talking about Black Lives Matter and everything that we're standing on. Where are you at mentally right now in terms of where we can go from here with dealing with all these injustices?
I think some of the positives that I can take out so far is the dialogue. There's actually a considerable amount of dialogue that's being had, and trying to change some mindsets. Obviously this isn't going to be a fight that's going to be overnight. It's not going to be a quick fight. But I'm just proud that, a lot of people had just had enough with so much injustice, and especially in the police departments, where the motto is to protect and serve. And obviously with so much stuff being recorded now, that you have an opportunity to kind of see some of these things that are happening in our streets and that are happening in Black communities. And, we're forcing America to deal with it. We're forcing the world to deal with it. Because a lot of these crimes are simply because of the color of someone's skin. And that's just not okay. And so that's what I'm most proud of now, is just the dialogue and everybody just taking a step forward and saying, we've had enough, and we're trying to create change.
And I agree, man. But the thing about it is that even within change, it obviously takes a lot of effort, and some things have to happen in order for a system to be broken. I feel like what's happening is a lot of people around the world are not understanding what it actually means to say Black Lives Matter. It doesn't mean all lives don't matter. It doesn't mean everybody doesn't have a voice, but our voice has been so stricken and so compacted for over time that now it's our time to actually show the people the amount of injustice that are happening. So you as an athlete, with this platform that you have and these things that are going on where you've probably been silenced throughout your career, how do you feel now that you're actually able to have a voice where it can ricochet and you can speak on things that you might not have been able to speak about before?
Yeah, it feels, man, it's like a weight lifted off our shoulders, because everybody has something to say. And, for the first time, and probably you've ever known in American sports, where everybody can have their opinion freely, and it's being supported by your organizations, by your teams and your teammates and different people. just from the Clippers alone, we've had so many different conversations with how do we want to look going forward as an organization. When I look at our team, we have a black head coach, we have a black head trainer, we have a assistant coach who's a woman and as well as an Asian woman. And so we have a lot of diversity in our organization, and that's key. And I think that's very important for us all. And so just to have that opportunity and have that voice and to get that word across, it means a lot, man.
Dude, and I think that is beyond even having the voice and having the that type of backing that you have now. I think it's very, very substantial that we continue to bring light on these types of subjects, and that we don't let the foot off the gas. Because as you see, a large parts of times when we're having these types of conversations, they tend to lag off, and then we get outraged about something, and then there's no change because we let our foot off the gas. Right. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
And I got a lot of flack, and other guys are getting flack for saying, well, maybe we shouldn't play, because the reality is this, man. We have millions of people in the streets protesting. This is the first time in history all 50 states have had people outside protesting for one cause, and so with that being said, everybody is outside. For us to have these platforms and for them to work, we're going to need people to go back inside. And so I don't think people understand that. So we don't want to be a distraction. We want to be a added help to the cause. And so if us going back on the floor is going to be a distraction, like, listen, if you're at a protest at 5 o'clock and the Lakers and the Clippers play at 7 o'clock, and you're like, let's hurry up and get this protest over with so I can get in the house, that's a distraction. And we don't want to be a part of the distraction. But if you guys can protest and then go in the house and have an opportunity to take a deep breath and digest everything that's going on and sit down with your family and be able to have a laugh and have some dialogue over a game, then that'll be a win-win for both sides. And so, this is uncharted water for everybody. And so we're just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. And the great thing about our platforms is everybody has been put in a position to make a decision for themselves individually and what works best for them, so it's important to use it the right way.
And it's understanding that it's a positive cause. It's not something that's happening to cause any type of obscurities or chaos and everything. This is literally just us using our voices to make better changes so we all can continue to feel comfortable. Because even you as an athlete, you still have, I'm sure you're quite sure you still have problems going out into the real world where somebody may not recognize you or identify with you. But you being Lou Williams, you're still a black man in America, and you still deserve the respect and rights that everybody else does.
Absolutely. I've had so many different experiences where I've tried to go places or do things without calling ahead or without making a reservation. And my experience is different with me trying to do that opposed to somebody calling ahead and saying, hey, X, Y, and Z of the Clippers is coming in. The experience is different. The experience is entirely different. And so I'm in the minority. I'm in the 1%, and so it's so many of my brothers that look like me and feel like me that a lot of these doors will never be open to them simply because the color of their skin. And so
exactly,
if we can use our platforms to open those doors and create change and create equality in everything that we do. I think we should use it. I think it's extremely important for us to use that.
Dude, right on the money. And actually, we have Erica Fernandez that's about to come in and give some insight on that. Erica Fernandez is coming in. Hi, Erica. How are you?
All right.
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. Thank you.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi, Lou. I'm Erica Fernandez. I'm a writer with quickouttheblocks.com. So it's an independent sports website where we try not to make clickbait and write meaningful sports stories.
All right. That's nice.
Right? Because we see so much of TMZ popping off and we need actual feel good sports stories. So similar to Players Tribune, to piggyback off what you were just talking about, I love the conversation. Like you said, we're making history. 50 states are out there protesting. We're on week 3 right now. Tomorrow, Juneteenth, a lot of organizations are recognizing it. States are trying to implement it as a federal holiday.
I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about that?
I actually prefer that over Columbus Day. 1,000%. Only because I've been educating myself a lot and learning so much about how it was 2 years later that many of the slave owners down in Texas recognized that, oh, slavery was over, but it wasn't being enforced. So I think that we need to make sure to remember our dark history in order to see the future, which is unfortunate.
Absolutely. Understood. Got you.
Yeah, but my question is, how do you educate those who believe all lives matter? It's been such a frustrating thing for me, and I've been removing people left and right on social media whenever they say that thought, because it just, to go back to what your point was, they just don't understand the movement. So how do you help someone like me who's angry at those who express that and maybe having a solid conversation?
I just think we have to be patient with those people. And let's just go slow and try to educate them, and it's like Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter. Yeah, we're not disagreeing with that. What we're trying to get you to understand is, for all lives to matter, the Black ones have to matter too. If you got a bag of Skittles and you say all these Skittles matter, but the purple ones don't, no, everything has to be included. Everything has to be inclusive. And so some of those people are just raised differently than we are. Because I actually can understand the difference between somebody saying all lives matter and Black lives matter, but again, you can't have one without the other. And so we just have to be patient and continue to educate those people to understand. Listen, just because I'm pro-Black doesn't mean I'm anti whatever you're going for. You understand? And so we just got to go slow and be patient with people. This is going to be a process, but again, if we can just change one person, and that person creates a dialogue with somebody else, that does wonders for us as a human race.
Gotcha. Thanks so much for the answer. I appreciate it. And the insight too.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erica. You beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Lou, what you said about, the Skittle bag, that's kind of the same example. That's the same exact example I always say. But I kind of like even Starburst and stuff like that. We're not saying all Starbursts are canceled. We're saying this particular one right here needs to have
we need the yellow Starburst to matter as well. All right. We need you to feel the same way about the yellow one as the pink one if you care about all Starbursts.
Exactly, man.
And so and listen, we need equal rights for brown people, for light brown people and white people and purple people and whatever you represent. All of it, we all need equal rights. And
exactly.
And that's just what we're fighting for. And so I just hope people start to understand that. And some people won't. Let's just be real. We're not going to wipe racism out.
Never. It's never going to happen.
We're never going to wipe that out. But some people out there are just misled and miseducated.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And my question on you that is how can you help people with the racial injustices and everything? Like, how do you think we can help bridge that gap and actually educate these people? Because let's face it, a lot of racism is taught. I see Black and white kids playing all the time and having these so much love, but it's like they grow up to hate somebody by the way the color of their skin is. But from what I've learned, it's all that is taught. How do you think the best way is to unteach something like that systematically?
Well, I'm starting at home. With my kids. I think for me, I haven't overwhelmed myself with trying to save the world. I'm starting slow. I'm starting at home with my kids and how they're raised. And I want all three of my kids to understand that Black is beautiful and they're beautiful Black kids. And at the same time, I have privileged kids as well. They go to private school and they're in the minority with the kids that they go to school with. And so I'm teaching them that balance to love your classmates and love everybody that has the same common goal as you. And at the same time, if somebody feels a way about the color of your skin, is to educate that person and you still treat them with respect until they're disrespectful. And then we'll have a different conversation. And so I'm starting slow with just inside of my household.
Yeah, and that's always been a thing within our community, in our households. We were always taught to love as Black men and Black women. We've never been taught to hate somebody. We've never been taught to be racist or cause any type of strife to anybody. We've always been taught to love. But the thing about it is, with certain other things, certain other ideas, it's always been taught, hey, Black people are bad. Cops have been told and trained to say, hey, shoot the brown people. When there's never been a need for that. through the entire generation. So it's really just generational.
Absolutely, man. And I went to listen, my 9th grade year, my school was considered an all-white school. By the time I graduated, it was considered an all-black school. And so my experience with diversity has been all over the board. And the one common thing that I always was able to hang my hat on was just I treated anybody, no matter the color of their skin, with the same respect that they treated me with. You know what I mean? And so respect go a long way, man, in all of this stuff. Respect can go a long way. If we can all sit down or just take the time and listen to each other, listen to how I was brought up, and I can listen to how you were brought up, and we can find common ground in some things. And we're not as different as we think we are, you know, just by the color of our skin. You know what I mean? So.
And you have a newborn 6 is your child. You know, he's 6 months, right?
Right. And it's scary because my son has changed my mentality because I'm raising a black man in America.
Yes.
And, you know, and so maybe about 2 weeks ago, I had to sit my 9-year-old daughter down and my 6-year-old daughter down. And I just made them watch the news with me. Protests, good, bad, and ugly.
There's no filter at all.
Yeah, and I didn't lecture them or anything. I set them down, I made them watch it, and I said, ask me questions when you see something that's curious to you.
Yep.
Just ask me a question. And my daughter said, why are the police fighting everybody? And I had to explain to her everything that's going on. And so her experience is different because her grandfather is a police officer. You understand what I'm saying? And so I can't tell her that all police are bad.
Right,
you know,
it's not true.
It's not true. You know what I mean? Somebody that loves her dearly is a police officer, but there are police officers that could really care less about her life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so unfortunately, I had to have that conversation with a 6-year-old little girl, man. You know what I mean? And it's heartbreaking.
My nephew's 9 years old. My nephew's 9 years old. I had that same conversation with him when I went back home recently. And he asked me, why are people breaking things? Right. And I said, people aren't breaking things. People are standing up. They're upset. They're mad. He's like, oh, okay. It makes it kind of, because he's 9. He's you know, they're able to compress certain things and identify certain things. But that's a whole different conversation. But it's really an uphill battle trying to raise and teach young black children what it really means to be black in the world and not just in America. But
and I'm sorry, fans, that the conversation is so heavy, but it's much needed. Dude,
trust me, man, it's all good. We're actually going to get to our next fan real quick. I believe Kaylin Hampton. Kaylin Hampton is up next. We're going to kind of shift gears a little bit, but no, man, it's all love. It's all good.
All right, what's going on, Lou? Major love, man. I love you, man. Love you to death. I'm a Lakers fan, and I love you to death, bro. But I'm going to just get to this. What opportunities will be afforded to us as black people with you guys not playing? I understand you wield a great deal of influence. I'm just curious what the next move is. And I put an addendum at the end, package legislation in everybody in every NBA city would be a great start. Just want to know how you feel about that.
Yeah, so I think the point that some of the guys are raising about not playing is basically we don't want to be a distraction, like I mentioned. Like if we don't play, I don't know what that look like for other guys. Like, does that mean that we're going to be actively in the streets protesting, or we're going to be in our local neighborhoods fighting for legislation, fighting for changes in laws in our neighborhoods? I don't know what that look like. That becomes an individual thing. I think for us, the only benefit of us not playing is to keep the focus on the fight. And with that being said, this is in 6 weeks. So we don't know what it looks like in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, the world may need some healing. They may need us to be on the floor. But if more black kids or more black adults or any adults that's dealing with police brutality are getting killed and we're still outraged, I don't know if it's in our best interest to suit up, because then it looks like that we don't care. You know what I mean? So it's just a fine balance that we're trying to create. Like I said earlier, man, this is a whirlwind of a time. We don't know what's the right decision now. We're trying to figure it out on the fly like everybody else because, we have a job to do. We have livelihoods and we have families to feed, and we're also majority black men at the same time. And so we're trying to find that balance where, if we do suit up, we're having conversations behind closed doors. If we do suit up, how much of this platform can we really use? Can we get a Black Lives Matter patch on our jerseys? Can our jerseys say Black Lives Matter? Can the court say Black Lives Matter? So we can have those. We can use that platform to the best of our abilities. And so, it's just hard to call, bro. It's honestly it's hard to call. I'm 50-50 right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we have an amazing opportunity. Looking back at it, I don't think we've had this quite an opportunity like this. Maybe like, I don't know, Ferguson. Maybe like even going back further than that. Maybe Rodney King. Or like going back further than that, like
Emmett Till.
The civil rights movement.
So how do we use this platform and get the most out of it? You know what I mean? And so we're still trying to figure that we're trying to figure that out every day. When I spoke out a few days ago and I said that I felt like sports in general will be a distraction, I meant that. I still feel like that.
Right.
Again, if the Lakers are on, you're a big Lakers fan. You're probably going to tune into the game. That's just
I was nodding earlier. Yep.
That's just the reality, and so that becomes a distraction off of the cause. If we really about that, if we really about this cause, we don't need anything distracting us. Whether it's football, baseball, LeBron James, Tom Brady, whoever, we don't need any distractions. And so that's what I was trying to get across to everybody. But again, we don't know what that looked like in 6 weeks, so we'll see.
Everything seems like it's changing from like moment to moment anyway. It's like every day it's new news. Every day something new is happening. So it doesn't even really feel like it's a place right now where you can actually speak on where you're going to be in the next 6 weeks, 6 months, even next year, depending upon how things go.
Right. I like to just use examples. I just feel like if you turn on ESPN right now and you see us in training camp, it's easy to say these guys aren't focused on social justice issues.
Right.
And I think that's unfair to us. You know what I mean? And so it's a fine line, man. It really is a fine line. So we don't know.
In my honest opinion, in the world of sports, it's you guys that are the wave makers that not only that goes outside of money, it goes into influence, it goes into creativity, branding, all that. You guys are the voice. You guys are the face of a lot of the things that are these wave makers and these tastemakers. So if you're going to water down the people who are making your brand and making these things popular and watchable, people come to the Clipper games to see you. They came to see LeBron. They come to see some LeBron's on the Lakers, obviously. But it's just when people come to watch basketball and embed themselves in sports, they're coming for the players. But the players are having their voice constricted and they can't talk about the certain things that they feel is relevant because it's not organic. So I've always, even watching sports and being a part of sports myself, I've always seen how watered down that is. And I never really respected that attitude.
Yeah. And we're not accepting that this time around. Behind closed doors, we're fighting for everything. We're fighting for, hey, listen, if we're going to go to Orlando and play, well, what do the 3-minute timeout commercials look like? Do we educate people during these timeouts now? And so we're throwing all of these different ideas and different thoughts around that everybody has. So say, look, if we're going to go play, are you guys legitimately going to give us the platform that we're asking for?
Are you actually with us? Are you actually? It's extremely important.
And if the demands aren't met, we won't be going back.
We ain't going nowhere.
It's simple and plain. And so, listen, the fans that are critical of us, like, why would you even think twice about playing? This is a critical time. And again, everybody is trying to figure out the best way that they can maximize their voice. Because once we get to Orlando and you tell us, well, listen, you can speak out at the post-game press conference. Okay, the reality is the press only want to talk to 2 or 3 different guys.
Right.
So that mutes a lot of guys that have opinions that they can use in the real world.
Yeah.
So what does that look like for the 8th guy on a team or the 10th guy on a bench that has an intelligent idea, that has intelligent things to say, but he doesn't have the platform that a Lou Williams or a Kawhi or any of these guys are going to have? And so we're fighting for that. We're fighting for everybody to have an opportunity to say what they want to say and feel how they want to feel and get it off their chest and get it across to the masses. So
it's all literally for a positive impact, for a better world, a better league, and better people to be able to enjoy this stuff. So it's all positivity at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
My man, we're going to shift over to our next guest real quick. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Avery,
What's
how
good?
are you?
Yeah, Lou. So my question for you is, how do you deal with the pressure of playing in front of away crowds? How do you deal with that?
You get used to it after a while, bro. I don't it's not pressure to me at this point. Never has been. It's actually fun. I enjoy playing on the road sometimes more than being at home because it creates an environment where you just feel like it's you, your teammates, and the coaching staff and the organization against all 25,000 people that's in here. You know, that's a fun environment to us. And so it's not really pressure to us. I'm sure it can be pressure for other guys. But for me personally, I never felt like that was pressure.
And which away arena is your favorite to play?
Madison Square Garden for sure. I see the Knicks stuff behind you. That's crazy. But yeah, MSG for sure because Knicks fans, no matter what, they just really love good basketball. They'll root for any good play, any good player, any good thing that's happening, whether you play for the Knicks or not. It's just a great environment to play basketball in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you, man. Lou, we're going to move over to Kami in a few. I just have a personal question for you, man. When it comes down to you being in the league as long as you've been, did you ever feel like you weren't performing up to your personal, basically your standards?
No, you know what? I always felt like I maximized my opportunity with whatever group that I was with.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that I regret is being a finalist 3 times in my career for being an all-star and never making it. I just felt like that would have did wonders for like young kids and that just don't feel adequate enough to compete at a high level, you know. And I've had an opportunity to be an all-star 3 times and coming off the bench. And so I felt like if I would have accomplished that one time, I would have did numbers for the guys in the league that, you know, don't see the light of day. That just don't see it. They don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, that everything is going to be all right and this is going to be cool. So that'll be one of my things.
I bless, man. Well, we got a young fan here, man. He's Kami. He's 13, man. Kami, what's up, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
For sure. What's good, bro?
My question is, for being an NBA player who's been named 6th Man of the Year twice, what advice do you have for younger players such as myself?
I mean, you don't aim to be a 6th man, do you?
What? No. Huh.
Absolutely, man. So just work. Just work. I told a gentleman earlier, Amon, that the earlier that you learn how to embrace the hard work, the easier it becomes. You know what I mean? If you're 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those days that you want to go chase girls or hang out with your friends and just sit on your phone all day, you know, go get 100, 200 extra shots up, you know, and let that be the lane. So if your friends want to hang out, they got to find you at the basketball court. If that girl want to hang out, she got to go sit in the bleachers while you getting your work done. You know what I mean? And so just be the example that you want to see other guys. You know, all the high level guys, they have one thing in common: they work harder than everybody else. That's the one thing that all superstars in this league have in common. They just work harder than everybody else. They got a different expectation level, and they understand that, and they embrace the work. So that'll be my advice to you.
Thanks.
Sure, man. Good question.
Advice, man. I love that, man. I had to tell the same thing to my nephew. He's 9, so he's starting to like girls and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, man, you know, enjoy it while you can, brother. It's great. But it's gonna get to a point because he like, you know, he's like, Uncle, I wanna be like you. I wanna drive the car. I was like, yeah, man, it takes work. You gotta work at that kind of stuff, man. But you know, when you're young and you enjoy your youth, you know, as we both been there, man. But when you're young, you know, it's good to know that there are certain things that are more important than what's in front of you. And you get that mindset in, the older you get, the more you start to think about what's ahead, what's not.
Especially if you have a goal.
Yeah,
especially if you have a goal. You know, like he just mentioned, he has a goal. So if you have a goal, man, chase that and worry about everything else after.
Yeah, man, bless. Well, Kami, my man, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Lou, besides basketball, what were some of the things that you enjoyed as a kid? Speaking of childhood.
I was just always outside, bro. I did anything. I grew up in the inner city, man. If we could find some phone books and a stick and a ball, we would play baseball. If we found a football in a field, we would play football. Crate, we'd dig that out and put shoestrings at the bottom of it. We would hoop. You know what I mean? Like that was it. I just always enjoyed the camaraderie of my neighborhood, and
Yeah.
I was blessed to grow up in a neighborhood with a bunch of peers with 15, 20 kids that we were all the same age, you know, and it kept me outside. It kept me active. So
Even saying that is foreign. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's foreign because you go outside now, you don't see a lot of kids outside. Everything's a cell phone, iPad, technology, games, and this, man. It's such a foreign.
I took my daughter to the gym with me today, and she thought she was on punishment because she couldn't bring her phone.
Oh, man, brother.
She thought she was on punishment because she couldn't bring her phone. I'm like, listen, it's pros in here. Like, look around.
Embrace.
I'm like, girl. Like, yes, embrace this. Like, I'm like, the kids at your school are dying to be in here right now. And she thought it was the worst thing in the world, but that's how it is now, man.
Dude, I feel you, man. Dude, we got another fan up in here. We got Philip. Philip's up next. And he has some questions for you, but it's never punishment, especially, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be around all the big-time stars and athletes, but
Absolutely.
They don't look at it as that.
She'll get it later.
Of course, man. We're going to wait for Philip to pop in for a second.
So what's up, Lou? How are you?
How you doing, bro? I'm well, thank you.
I'm good. I've just come from some late basketball, so I'm okay. Here's my question. I loved you when you were a Laker. I'm a Lakers fan. I love you. I still love you. You're a sixth man, but I think you should be a starter. I don't have big confidence in big games, so when I shoot threes, I miss and then I lose will. So how can I solve that?
I think you should just keep pushing through. You've already identified what the issue is. You know, just in those moments, you got to just embrace it. At the end of the day, you know, sports should be fun. It shouldn't get to a point where it's stressful out there. You know, the fun comes in winning, obviously, and trying to accomplish something that you haven't accomplished before, and winning games. So I think you should just embrace the joy of the game and don't let it stress you out, man. Just embrace the positive of it, the camaraderie, being with your teammates, everybody depending on you depending on your teammate, you guys being a group. We have this saying with the Clippers, one sound, one band. We say that every time we run out on the floor, you know, so everybody depends on everybody, and without one person, we all can't do our jobs, man. So enjoy it, have fun. Don't look at it as a stressful thing when it comes to a point where the team is dependent on you. That should be a fun thing.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Good luck, man.
Italo, thank you so much for coming in, man, and good luck to you, man. Cool, man. We got Anson. Anson's going to pop in for a second.
Got you.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Old Sprint commercial right there.
Yeah, I just learned basketball after I watched basketball when I was starting a teenager, and then I started learning basketball after the game. The Clippers come back to the Warriors the last year, the first round, the second game,
right.
And then because I started playing basketball when I was in my home country, and then I feel I'm confident I have achievement there. But after I come into the States, it's totally different. Everything is maybe from Asians to Americans, a totally different story. It made me lose a bit of confidence, and achievement are totally different. So how do you think about what should I do to maybe I heard from talking to others who have different practice, go shooting, and then embrace ourselves. But is it sometimes maybe Asians and Americans are different because on basketball maybe Americans are better, but you maybe lose a lot of confidence on it?
I just think that comes with experience, man. Like you said, you caught on to the game at a late age. Just keep working at it and keep playing. And wherever you go to play, if that's where it's difficult at, continue to go to that court. Continue to play around those guys and just get better and better at it, man, and just keep working.
Thanks, man.
And don't lose
Love
confidence.
your game.
It looks like I can tell on your face you really enjoy the game. So don't lose the confidence, man. Enjoy it and embrace all the losses, embrace getting knocked down, embrace it, and just keep coming, man.
Thanks, man. I
Love
love
that
it.
advice. Love that advice. Thank you so much for coming in, Talia. Wish you the best, man. Stay confident and keep going.
Thanks, man.
All right, brother. All right, next up, we have Cassidy.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we do. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. So my question is, I'm the captain of a basketball team at my local college, and we have some on and off moments. So we don't know what it feels like to be a family. So my question is, when in your entire career do you feel like you'll know when your team's your family?
It's just a feeling, right? You know, like you know that you aren't a family, right? So
yeah,
you can feel it. You know, you can feel that energy when it changes. I've been with some very special groups where we don't have to communicate when we want to turn it up a notch and start playing harder. You know, we don't.
Yeah.
It's just a look. It's just a feeling. It's just a vibe. And we do a lot of team building things. Paintball. We go to movies together. We go to dinners together. We do a lot of different things, and you just start understanding everybody's personalities. I think that's more important than the basketball sometimes. Get everybody outside of the gym,
yeah,
and you learn everybody's personalities, especially if you're the captain. You know, you can do some leadership building things. You know, obviously everything is shut down right now. Get the whole team on a Zoom call and just see how everybody's doing. You know, and just create a conversation, create a dialogue, and I think that'll do wonders for you guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Good luck to you, Cassidy, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Next up, we have another guest, Lou. His name is Jason, and he has a question for you.
Hey, Lou, how you doing, bro?
What's good, Jason? How you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. So I kind of have two questions. First one, obviously, you're one of the best six mans of all time, maybe the best. I just wanted to know, like, because a lot of people, they take a lot of time to come into the game, warm up, and like get going. How do you get going like right away, right off the bench?
Because I understand my job. I understand I have to. You know what I mean? Like it's not I don't have 3 or 4 minutes to figure it out. You know, my job is to come in immediately and make a difference. And so I understood that, and I train that way. You know, I train that way. I do a lot of different things with shot clocks. I do a lot of different things with my body, and over the years, my body has gotten used to warming up and then sitting for 10 minutes and then going into the game. It's just something that I've gotten used to over the years.
Yeah. Makes sense. Obviously, it's working. And then just my next question, just with like the whole resume to play, just specifically with you guys, the Clippers, like how are you guys getting ready to just jump right back into it? Because like it's not like it's like the middle of the season, like we're getting down to like crunch time. So like how are you guys getting ready for this?
We're working. Everybody's in constant contact with each other, and I don't know what I'm legally allowed to say about this, but a lot of guys are in LA, so we're working. We're getting ready.
Yeah.
Moving forward. Just moving forward. Man, Jalen, thanks for popping and giving us your time, man. We appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you. Be good.
Bless, man. Take care. Jason, next up we have Jalen.
Hello. I've been looking at Jalen question this whole time. What's good?
He's even eyeing it.
What's up, man? I'm Jalen. I'm from Fort Worth. I wanted to know, you know, I heard about you and Harrison had that thing at practice, you know, when you was trying to get on them at practice. And I just wanted to know, like, why, like, how did y'all get along, like, after that?
It's you know what's crazy, bro? We had 5 rookies on that team when I first got to Philadelphia, and I literally was the only one that he embraced. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Because I always be like, man, Lou is definitely a buck. Like I know you had to get some type of game from Ivo because you be out there.
Yeah, he just I don't know. He just allowed me in his circle, man. I was blessed because you got to understand in high school, bro, I got tattoos because of this man. I played because of this man. I wore number 23 because I couldn't get number 3 because of this man. And so for me to have an opportunity to come in the league, be his teammate, and feed off of him and be around him and be around that energy, bro, it was like I was spending every day with God, basically, man. To me, in you know, in the sense of what I'm talking about. But man, he's like a big brother to me. And a lot of people say, "Oh, that's big bro." No, that's my big brother. Like if I need to get him on the phone right now for anything in the world, I can get him on the phone. He calls and checks on me randomly and makes sure I'm okay. I call and make sure I check on him and make sure he okay. Like we have a real brotherhood, man, and a real relationship. And he's a real cat. So I've been blessed for him to embrace me throughout everything that I've been through over the years of my career, and be able to have him in my corner, man. So that's what's up.
Yeah, that's really live though, because I didn't even really know y'all was that cool, and just seeing you come up from like being under him and being like, and you know, a lot of people don't get to know that you really like some of the players that's in the league already. You know, like you look up to Harrison and then you play with him, they feel like, oh, he just on his team. You really like that dude.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's
a lot of times it's like that. Sometimes you can be teammates with guys, and as soon as the game over, be like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Like, and then you got real guys, and like Pat Beverly is my man for real. Like, I'm over his house, he over my house with my kids, and you know, a lot of those relationships they rare, so you got to cherish those, bro.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that translate on the court with you and Pat. Y'all, you can tell y'all tight. Yeah.
Sure.
And I also want to tell you, bro, I seen that. I rap myself. I checked out some of your songs, bro. I like that I'm a boss freestyle. You can tell you was kind of younger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I seen that rebound. I like how you switch it up, man. And I do a show called Flame the Lane. I'm gonna give you a flame. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. All right, there it is. I appreciate it. I take my flame.
Good job, Lou.
Man,
appreciate it, man.
Jalen, I love your energy, brother. We really appreciate you coming in, man. Thank you so much.
Really. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, bless on, man. Stay safe out there. All right, Lou. So we have a gift for you, man. A fan from China. Yeah, dude, we got a little video tribute from somebody, man. So they're gonna play that for you real quick. I don't even know what it is.
Here. Hey, Lou, it's Veronica here. Checking in. I hope you still remember who I am. I think the first time I'm at China tour was like 4 years ago, and since then, every single one of your China tour I was there. But it seems like the situation right now is really tough. So hopefully I can still see you someday. So stay safe in the States. Bye.
That's what's up.
Gotta love it.
That's what's up. Nah, she every time I'm in China, man, I don't know where she gets my merch from, but she shows up to every event that I'm doing when I'm there with my merch on. Like she was in a video with my hat, and she's a huge supporter, man. And so that's what's up. That's dope.
Those are the best feelings. Those are like the feelings that just make everything worth it, man. Outside of your family, obviously.
And that's the point. You don't know who you're reaching with your words.
Yep.
You have no clue until they show you that you're reaching them with your words, man. And so it's important for us to keep speaking out about everything that's affecting us, man.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, honestly, Lou, this is we've gotten through everybody. This is a wrap. This has been so enlightening, so special, and just to hear you voice your opinion and voice your thoughts, man, it's so refreshing. Just from one person to another, brother. Respect you as an athlete, respect you as a person, and just we love you and think that you're amazing, man, both on and off the court. If there's anything else you want to say to the fans before we exit out, brother, let me please. Floor is yours.
Yeah, for everybody that's still in here, if you don't know how to get started, if you don't know what to say, if you don't know what to do, just pledge your allegiance with your friends and your family and everybody that you care about, and start there. If you're nervous about putting your opinions out in the world to be criticized or to be judged, just get it off your chest and tell your family and your friends, and just be in support of everything that's going on in the world, and keep fighting for change, everybody. Appreciate it, bro.
Dude, we appreciate you, man. Guys, thank you for everybody who's came in to say what's up. Thank you for everybody who submitted their questions. We love and respect you guys. Please continue to stay safe. I'm Browder Cunner. This is Lou Williams. This is CoStar. And we're signing off. Till next time.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man.